Welcome to another episode of When Friends Wine podcast. I am your host, Rachita.
And I'm your host, Tammy. Welcome back, friends.
Welcome,
Hey.
welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday.
Indeed. How's your week been?
Girl, it's been
A
a week.
week. You don't even have to
It's been,
say.
oh my God, it's been a week. Like, I feel like the devil was chasing me.
Yeah, well, he been busy on my end too. So,
Oh
I'm
my
just saying.
goodness. I
Mm,
was like, you got to stay prayed up.
you
Cause,
do, you do. He
oh
ain't.
my gosh,
He's attacking. He's
he,
attacking. He's
so
attacking.
when that happens, something is
Something
on
good
the
is happening.
horizon.
Right.
Something good is
Exactly.
on the horizon. Cause I was just like, everything was trying me.
What else can go
Work,
wrong? Yeah.
kids.
Girl,
I'm
girl.
just like, look,
You don't have to
I
tell
feel
me.
like everything that probably could have came this week. And I'm just like, stop
And it was
it.
one thing after another. I know, I know, I know, I know.
I'm
But
like,
we
enough
made it through.
already.
We made it through.
We made it through.
We
Yeah.
are
And
here. We're
it'd
here.
be so crazy because it's like, it'd be like we be going through it at the same time, and then you'll send
Right.
me like an inspirational something, and I'll just be like, okay.
Right.
It's like we tag team each other because
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
never like we're on the same.
No, no, no. If I'm up, you down, or vice versa. I mean, that's how that's how this week has been. And that is a
Yep.
true testament of friendship. Like, I
Hmm.
mean, and it's not like it was definitely things out of our control. So, I
Absolutely.
appreciate you
Absolutely.
being there.
Yes, because I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want.
I was like, I need to check out. I want to check out. I want to leave. I want to go away for a week. I'm like, what is going on this week? So
Yeah,
we can get excited because some good stuff is going to be
some
happening
good
pretty
stuff
much.
is getting ready to happen. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, friends. So today our topic for today is in the category of financial literacy. So this month is Financial Literacy Month, the
Mhm.
month of April. We're coming to a close of it, but we wanted to just kind of touch on it since we didn't do it in the beginning of the month. So, but before we do, of course, you know what time it
It's
is.
wine
Ding,
time.
ding, ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding. It's wine time.
And we
All
need it.
right, friends. So today our wine of the week is
Baraska.
Baraska.
Baraska. Yeah, Baraska.
Baraska.
Yes, Baraska.
It's like,
Yes.
so this is in the family of a champagne. It is Prosecco. And this one is a rosé. Look at
Hmm.
this sparkly, Sean. Isn't
It's
that
so cute.
cute?
Mini. It's a baby. It's a
It's a
baby
baby
vodka.
mini champagne. But the thing is that it doesn't have a pop top.
Oh, yeah, it
It has
doesn't. Right.
a
It has a tweet,
cookie.
which is cute.
So as y'all can see, I have another bottle that I already opened. And I have my little paper towel because it wasn't cold. So I put a little water on my paper towel and I did my little trick. And in
Hmm.
5 minutes, it was chilled.
So
There you
let's
have
drink
it.
this up. Let's see. Let's do our
Guess what?
tasting.
So while you are tasting, I'll tell you a little bit about it. So this is an Italian wine,
Mm.
refreshing and crisp, showing strawberry and tropical fruit notes paired with smooth structure. This fine bubbles balances out the ripeness to keep your wine energetic. So the notes in this one is floral, tropical, and strawberry.
Okay, definitely
And
tastes.
then this is considered a light body, and the alcohol content on this one is 11%. Food pairings are shellfish, smoked fish, and salty snacks.
Mm.
Oh, this right up your alley with
Yeah, right,
your
right.
salty, your
Like my
salty.
savory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's good. It's good. I like it. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. I can definitely taste the floral. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right.
All right. Okay, well,
I know, right?
we're gonna give y'all the rating at the end.
Yeah.
So tell us what we're talking about.
All right, family. So as many of you know, like Rashida said, April is again is Financial Literacy Month. So today we're going to discuss financial literacy, talk about why that's important to us, and we're also going to share our financial journey and why financial freedom is so important to us. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, it sure is. So what is financial literacy and why is it so important? Well, understanding how your money works is crucial for making informed decisions about your finances,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's budgeting, investing, or planning for your retirement. You know, me and Tammy were coming close to our retirement.
Close.
So this is super
Yeah.
important to me and probably a lot of the viewers.
Pretty much financial literacy, it empowers us to take control of our financial future and to build wealth over time. It's like you're having a roadmap to your financial success, pretty much.
Great analogy.
Yeah.
It really is like a map. So, Tammy, if you had to rate yourself from your
Mm.
financial literacy, would you rate it from on a scale of 1 to 10? How would you say you are?
So 10 being the highest and 1 being the lowest, right?
Yeah.
So I would say my financial literacy, like me having the knowledge and basically understanding it, I'm gonna go ahead and say a 9, because there's still some things that I don't really know a lot about, and we'll talk about more of that. But the basics, of course, budgeting and all of those things, I definitely would say that I'm at a 9. What about you?
Okay. Well, you higher than me because I'm going to
Really?
say,
Oh,
yes, because I would say I'm going to give myself a 7. And I
okay.
feel like, yeah, and I feel like I'm still learning,
Learning. Yeah.
still learning. So I would say I got curious about my finances about 2010,
Mm-hmm.
and I always say, like, I guess when I think about money in my household growing up, I don't really, because I lived in I guess we would call ourselves middle class.
Yeah.
So, like I always got the things that I wanted and things like that. And I don't really remember like getting allowances and stuff. I just asked for what I wanted.
Okay.
And I pretty much, like was able to get the things that I wanted. So I don't think I really learned that. And then going to college, I always say, I hope they don't do this still. But when I first went to college, they gave me my first credit card. And
They do it before now. They do it younger. Yeah.
I'll never
Mm-hmm.
forget. It was Bank of America.
Mm.
Bank of America gave me $1,000 limit out the break at
You ain't
18
know
years
what to do
old.
with yourself.
18 years old, no job,
Mm-hmm.
going to school. And how about you sign up on the college campus?
Oh yeah, that's right. And they still do have that. They still do have those
So
type of, yes, they do.
that's a
Yeah.
mess. So of course I'm like, oh, okay, but I did have a little job, but I just wasn't responsible at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
ran up my card, messed up my credit very, very early on. But I would say like it kind of, like turned it around. I
Mm-hmm.
was kind of smart because I did buy my first house at 25. But even that,
That's young. That's good. Yeah.
right, even that a couple of times almost in foreclosure.
I get it. I get it.
You
I
know
get
what I'm
it.
saying? And and then I remember when I got divorced, like, and we sold the house and both of us getting like a large sum.
A
Like I think
lump
it was like
sum of
80.
money.
Yeah, it was like 80,000 a piece.
Oh my
Girl.
God.
And
Look.
when I tell you, and the thing is I was working, still had my good job. I had that money lasted me probably like 1 year, which is
Well, depending on
kind
what
of
you did
okay.
with it, though. Depending on what you did with it. I'm not gonna say that's a
So,
bad
of
thing,
course,
but
I was going through a divorce. And
yeah.
so, of course, I had to start over. So, this was the first time that
Legal
I lived on my
fees.
own
Mm-hmm.
and everything like that. So, it was like, I wouldn't say I was smart with it
Okay.
because if I know what I know now, I
Mm-hmm.
think I would have like invested it in property. I would have did something much better than,
Right.
like, of course, my credit was kind of not so good coming out of the marriage. And so everything I had to pay, like up front. So like when I got my first apartment, like I had to pay up like 3 to 4
3
months
months.
in
Mm-hmm.
advance. Everything was like large down payments and stuff like that. So, yeah, early on, I would say I just wasn't. So, I got like really curious about my finances and started taking it a little bit more serious, like in around 2010,
Okay.
because that's when I ended up having to file bankrupt.
Yeah.
So, like filed for bankruptcy and got a fresh start. And I ain't gonna say, like I still wasn't,
Yeah.
like real smart with my money and stuff like that, but I was doing better.
Yeah.
And so I was able to turn things around a little bit and do a little bit better. But I would say now, like right a little bit before I bought this house is when I was like, okay, enough is enough.
Yeah.
I know better.
Mm.
So I got to really, really do better.
When you know better, you do better. So, if you don't know, you know what I'm saying? And we weren't taught, like we were just saying, you said like growing up in a middle class household, we weren't probably really, I know that I wasn't really taught that much about credit and finances. It was just always a thing of save your money. That's the only financial advice I got from my parents. That was it. And they probably said pay your bills on time and stuff like that.
Right. So when you first, because I know you started work early,
Girl.
did you start like putting into your 401k
No.
then?
No. So when I say I'm at a 9, that's where I am now. I have had a lot of bumps and bruises just like you. I started working very early, like you said, 16, 17, coming into a lot of money. I was just blowing it. I mean, I can remember
Yeah.
times that I was making so much money. What back then, like
Right.
$300-400 every 2 weeks. That was a lot to me at 18, 17 years old. And I would literally still have to ask my father for $20 to get on the bus. And he like, what are you doing with your money? And I'm like, it's the credit cards. And that's what I'm saying. Like what you said, they get you young, especially if you're not knowledgeable about it. I had
Mhm.
credit cards out the yin yang, which leads me to what I was, what you said. I filed bankruptcy at 21. So I
Okay.
learned chapter 7
Early.
early. Like I went through a lot. I had a car repossessed. Like I'm putting all my dirty laundry out there. Like I done been
Yeah.
through the credit shambles, honey. So I had to start from
Yeah.
the bottom and build all the way up.
And
So
build up, right?
so
Yep.
I'm like, like you said, like it's just I had to learn. I had to learn. And so, I think I'm gonna just probably piggyback off of what you said. I want to say maybe like 2015, right after my dad passed, is when I kind of really started taking my finances extremely seriously, because just kind of going through the stuff like closing out his things, like dealing with his estate and everything. It was just like, when you pass away, like I didn't even know all of this stuff. Like when you die,
Mhm.
you still have the creditors are still coming out. Like
It's
I didn't know
still
that stuff.
coming.
I didn't know
Right.
that stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's about to get real. So it just made me more aware of, how I'm dealing with my finances and things like that. But I mean, we have to learn the hard way. And it's just like what you said. We were afforded so many, I guess, things when we were younger. Like my parents didn't
Mhm.
demand anything of me. I didn't have to pay rent. I didn't have to do any of that.
Exactly.
So it was just like I just kind of spent my money the way I wanted to. But as you get older, you learn and you have kids and you bump your head a lot. Credit score was child fives, and honey, it was
Right.
embarrassing to even
Right.
say
I
it.
remember when mine was
520.
500, girl.
Lord have mercy. I'm like, and it was like having to put my money down. And so, it was definitely a learning experience. So yeah, I mean, I had to go through all of that, but I'm definitely more knowledgeable and definitely more mature in handling finances now. Yeah, so
Yes, sir.
it's a
I
lot.
think I like had my first serious wake up call.
Whew.
I would say 2017. So 2017, Quentin had a major surgery,
Yeah.
and so during that time, like I'm working, and I had, like I was doing fairly well for myself, and I was like, okay, he's getting ready to have this surgery. It's no way that I can work and do this,
Right.
do this whole surgery going back and forth, because he had to be in rehab for 3 months.
Yeah, I
So
remember all of
you
that. Oh my
remember
God.
that? So
Yes.
I had to take a leave of absence from work.
Right.
And I remember taking a leave of absence and living off of like SSI
Mm-hmm.
and living off of child support. And, and it was tough. It was bad. And, having to get on social services and, for food and everything like that. And so I remember like not being able to pay my rent and getting ready to get evicted. And
Mm-hmm.
so it was like after that, and then like right before that, my plan was to buy another house.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, because I was like, kept moving all the time. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
when I moved into my apartment, I was like, I'm not going to move out this apartment until I'm ready to buy.
Mm-hmm.
So I stayed there for like 5 years. And so I was like, okay, I'm ready. And I went and put a contract on the house. I put down $6,000 and I'm like, I'm about to get my house, and then, life happened. And so I wasn't really prepared, you know, for the life happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to take the contract off. Of course, I got my money back. But I was like so devastated. And I just vowed after that, like, if I get through this and I don't get kicked
You
out,
learn your
like, I'm going to
lesson.
get serious and really,
Yeah.
start taking it serious. And the good thing about it is, like, right after that year, I was able to, still save my money back up. And that very next year, I was able to purchase my house.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, you starting off fresh, and my credit was good, and
Yeah.
I started saving more. And I'll tell you, my church. So my church was going through this thing with this whole financial wealth, and my pastor at the time, he had paid for all of the members if they wanted to take this class, and
Mm-hmm.
the class was through David Ramsey.
Yep. I remember
And
that.
so you
Right.
remember that?
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard of him?
Yep.
So David Ramsey, like he's this financial guru, and he has this university called Financial Peace.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the Financial Peace University, it was three of us that took the course together, because of course you could sign up whenever you want, what day you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And it was three people in our class. And so we kind of took the journey together. And when I think the class was maybe 8 weeks or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. And so it just talked about, like it was called baby steps. So it started out with like your budgeting and all of that kind of thing. And it gave us an app that we would track all of our finances. And it was like, the way it was is it was called Every Dollar.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of budgeting is like you take your income and you have to allocate every dollar of what comes into something. So even if it was, after you finish budgeting, you come down to zero. So
Yeah.
you had to account for like your savings, you had to account for your gas, everything that you did, but it was in an app. And so I started that, and that was like helping me to get in the mind frame of making sure that I paid myself first. That, like that I was making sure I was paying my bills, because it tells you, like when things are due and
Mm-hmm.
when money is coming in and all of that kind of thing. So it was really, really helpful.
Yeah.
But
Good.
yeah, and so then after that step, it was like the tackling your debt. And so by the time we finished the class, I was still at the tackling my debt part. And a lot of things that I learned was basically like, because I was putting money into my 401k, and their philosophy was, if you're putting money in your 401k and you got debt, like you're kind of
You
going
are
back.
backwards. Yeah.
Right. So it was like, put all your money into your debt first, and then once you get out of debt, then you can, catch
Mm-hmm.
up as far as like your 401k and things like that. So I'll say, like now today, I'm doing so much better, and with my finances, been making smarter decisions and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think
It
it was,
helps.
yeah, I think it was beneficial.
And I feel like if you don't go through, I mean, some people are just naturally they good with their money, and I'll say that to say like they've never made I guess maybe they're good with budgeting and things like that. And the budgeting was something that I did learn slow. Like I always would write my bills down monthly and stuff like that, but I didn't keep track of my expenses and things like that. So it's like back then I think it was this lady named Susie Orman. She was
Yeah, I
like
remember her.
she
Yeah.
I had books on her. Like I was like
Hmm.
reading books on her. I was listening to, I think she was doing like, she would do like YouTube little videos and stuff like that or whatever. But then I read I think this was somebody recommended this book to me, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I read it. I didn't
Okay.
finish it, but I did read it, and it was just talking about, a lot of things about how we, how you look at money. What's your mindset around money? And that's one thing I've learned is like you also have to change your mindset about money. Like people think money is like, it makes all your problems go away. I mean, not necessarily. Sometimes it
Not
can, sometimes it can't.
necessarily.
But you have to look at your relationship with money. Like, why do you feel the way you feel about money? It comes from pretty much how you was raised, or do you need to have the like spend your money on, these things that you really don't need. So it's just like really getting a sense of understanding what your relationship is with money and how you value those things, because really it does start with your mindset. It really does, because we know that there are still people in there our age and beyond that still just are making bad financial decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to keep up with the
Hmm.
Joneses and trying to
Hmm.
keep up with people who don't matter and who don't
Child.
care. And a
Bye.
lot of times you be on the outside looking in and you really don't know,
Mm-mm.
like what people are doing to
Yeah.
maintain them lifestyles that they
Exactly.
have.
Yeah.
And it's like you could be, like having all of the luxury things and be so much in debt,
Broke.
stressed out, broke,
Yeah.
and
Child.
so I think it's like really, really important to, like you
Mm.
said, change your mindset around money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's talk about the areas of finances that most people need to be knowledgeable about.
Hmm.
So we did talk about budgeting and money management,
Right.
which includes your, tracking your income and expenses and making sure that you are saving and set clear saving goals.
Yeah. Attainable ones. Like
Mm-hmm.
we say, like, when you talk about like maybe building like an emergency fund, the rule of thumb is they always say you want to have at least 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses saved. And sometimes that's just not realistic for everybody. Like some
Yeah,
people just really, it's hard for them to save maybe only $100 a month. And my goal is always save what you can, as long as you got something. Your bank account ain't got to be, overflowing with thousands. I mean, we would love that. I speak that over everybody. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But if that's not your reality, you know what I'm saying? You have to do with what works best for you. So if you can only, at the end of after everything is paid, and you can only maintain $150 a month, that's okay. Just let it keep
Just
building. That's
put
all I'm
something.
saying. Yeah,
Right.
because that's
It's
how
like
I
if you
started
put it in something.
low. Yeah.
Right. It's like just put it's they say like pay yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and like I told y'all, life happens
It does
and
all
you
the
don't never
time.
know,
Ugh.
like what may come up or what might happen. And
Right.
so it's important to at least have something, even if it's a credit card that you just use for emergencies or
Yeah.
whatever, but just making sure that if something, happens that you're not like how I was looking like crazy because not all the time do you have somebody to go
Right.
to ask for help.
And we know what it
So,
feels like to rob Peter to pay Paul. Cause honey, I was the maneuvering queen, honey. I would
oh
be
my
calling.
gosh.
I'd be like, look, I can only give you 50 yeah, honey. I knew how to maneuver the bills.
You're like
You
you
gotta do what
pulling
you
from
gotta
this,
do.
pulling from yeah,
Yes. And as
yeah,
long
but
as
it's
they paid on
stressful.
time, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but
Like,
it could be very, very stressful.
yeah.
Very, very stressful. So
Mhm.
another part of financial literacy is debt management.
Mhm.
So really understanding the different types of debt and how they really affect you. So I learned something new actually this week that I didn't even know. So with even with your credit, right? So with your credit, you have revolving accounts,
Recurring. Yeah.
and then and then you have like your installments and things
Yes.
like that. And
Mhm.
so what I learned, that you should always keep your credit cards below the 30%
30%. Yeah.
30% mark. And just know that if you keep your credit cards at the 30%, that boosts your credit. So even if you have like a mortgage or any other like installment loans, like personal loans, or what is it, like car notes or anything like that, where you have a set payment, they
Hmm.
don't look as bad as having high debt in your
Yeah.
credit card,
Right.
because the credit cards are interest bearing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so they typically will bring your score down if you have multiple ones of those. So it's really just being conscious about your debt. And then also, like a tip that I learned in the financial piece about like even tackling your debt. Like there's a lot of ways to tackle debt. So the one that I used was paying off your lowest first.
The
And
snowball
so the
effect.
snowball, yep, exactly, the snowball effect.
Yeah.
So I would pay off so I would make my minimums on all the other ones. And then, because this way it makes you feel like you're
You
doing
doing
something.
something right. You're
Right. And
productive.
so
You
like when you
scratching that
start
off.
seeing
Yeah.
things wiped out, it encourages you to keep going, keep going. So like if you got a bill that's like a credit card bill that's like $150, go ahead and knock that one out and then move to the next one and move to the next one. And you'll find like quickly, like I
Your
remember
score will
being
change.
$20,000 in credit card debt and using that method and was able to,
Knock
come up
that
out
out.
of there like so quick because I would like just keep throwing, money towards it. And then before I know it, I was done. So it really does work just having, a strategy.
And another tip that that you should think about too is when you have your credit card bills, the rule of thumb is if you want to get your score to increase, or you want to, you know what I'm saying, you want your score to increase a little bit more quickly. So you pay, if you have a credit card bill that's due on the 10th, they say you should pay 3 days, pay your minimum payment 3 days before the 10th. So that's on the 7th. Then when the
Mhm.
10th comes, you should always pay your statement balance. So when the 10th comes, so you pay one 3 days before on the 7th, then you make another payment on the 10th, and then 3 days after that billing cycle closes, you make another payment,
Another
because
one.
it basically tricks the credit to show like, oh, she it's almost looking like you made an extra payment. But what that
Mhm.
helps it does is it's showing that you're paying before time, but you're always also paying before time. So if you have, like you said, an interest bearing credit card, you're kind of knocking that down when you do that method like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we know a little something.
Yeah, you got like, you look, you file bankruptcy at 21, chapter 7, or you just go through all the
Right.
stuff that I went
It's
through. You
like
better
you
learn
better
something.
learn.
At
You better
49,
learn.
almost 49, I better know. We better
You
know
better know
something.
something, right?
Yeah.
So, like that you should learn about, of course, is taxes,
Ugh.
investing, like
Mhm.
learning about 401ks, your IRAs, your mutual funds, and all of those things kind of contribute to your retirement plan. But, girl, taxes.
Yuck. Do we
Oh,
even need to
Lord.
discuss that? Honey, I don't like IRS. I don't like, I don't think nobody like them. I don't know. No,
Nobody likes
you
taxes,
make
but I'm
money,
going to
they
tell you,
take money. I mean, it's
let
just,
me tell
there's
y'all,
no way around it.
let
So
me
if you
just say,
try, look,
learn the hard way very early on
me
to
too.
pay your taxes. I remember,
Woo.
girl, like getting my paycheck
Uh,
ready to go and do something and got to my bank account and that joint was
God,
zero. Like, what?
girl,
Where is my money?
you cannot
And
stop
you
it.
can't get it back. So
Girl,
pay
they
your
gonna take their
taxes,
money.
people. Pay your taxes.
Honey, and even if you owe, set that payment plan up. Do not play with the R's.
Yes,
Don't play
do
with
not.
them, because they will come for everything you have. Your house, they can come through your job. I mean, I'm just saying, like, just pay your
Everything.
taxes, y'all. Pay your taxes.
Pay
Pay
your
your
taxes.
taxes.
And girl, I just was like, I remember like hate to put somebody business out there, but remember like getting checks for child support because they didn't garnish your.
Oh, they don't.
They ain't playing. They
They
are
will take
coming
that. Yes, they
for
will.
you. So anything that got to do with money, it got to do with the government.
Don't
They
play
ain't
with it.
messing
Don't play
around.
with it.
So if you got child support payments, pay your child support.
And let me tell you something. If y'all making over or 80,000 and you getting back 10,000, 12, 13, 15,000 dollars, you're going to jail, because you are
Listen,
not supposed to be getting that type. The thing is,
listen.
unless you have a
Learn
business,
learn that the hard way
I have
too.
learned too. I got
Got
audited,
audited.
y'all. Somebody
Listen,
played with
was
my
getting like
taxes.
was getting like $5,000 girl was hooking me up, and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah,
I don't do no hookups.
girl."
I haven't done that in probably over
I
15
haven't no,
years.
because I learned
Me
because
too.
it was like they went back 3 years,
Child, that
and
ain't
if you
fun.
can't account for it, they gonna take that on top of what you owed,
It is not fun.
and you're gonna have to pay it back. So
You can blame the person all you want, but
no,
you
because
signed that
even she went
return.
to jail. Look, she went to jail
Yeah,
as a
they
tax
do. That's what I'm
preparer,
trying to say.
but
Yeah.
still, they didn't care about the fact that
It's your
she did
debt.
it. They like, you should have known better.
Yeah, that's right. It's tax fraud. That's what they consider it.
Yeah,
So
so y'all pay them taxes and don't mess around.
right.
Don't mess
Don't.
around. And then you touched on estate planning.
Yeah, so
And
I've definitely, that's why I said I feel like I'm at a 9 now, because now I just recently got a trust for myself, and my kids or things like that. But just dealing with the estate planning, like learning all that stuff about what I had to deal with, like with my dad, it was a lot. So it taught me a lot, and it showed me that I need to get my affairs in order, so that when that
yeah,
times comes for me or whatever, like just you just want to your family already gonna have to deal with a lot, y'all.
good
So
enough.
don't
Right.
put that bear on them. And my father was, very good. Like he didn't put, he had his stuff in order, but it still was some things that I had to take care of. And I'm just saying, like, you just don't know. Nobody knows when that time is gonna come. But I'm just saying, try to get your stuff in order. Life insurance, a policy,
Mm-hmm.
things like that, or a living will is a
Yeah, see that I have
must.
one.
I
And
cannot
just
stress
because
that.
right.
Don't feel
And
like you
just
too
because I
young.
have,
Mm-mm.
Quentin, I have
Yeah.
special needs and want to make sure that he's taken care of if something happens to me,
Yes.
and make
Yes.
sure I had a trust and a living will.
Yeah. You need
So
that.
yeah, you
Absolutely.
definitely
It's a must, y'all. You can't. Mm-mm. You need that. So don't
yeah,
think you too young, or I just feel like, I mean, and you don't have to really pay a lawyer to do it. There's a template online that you can do it based off of whatever county you live in. You can go get that notarized and file it with the
yeah,
court. It don't have to be this eloquent thing. I mean,
right. You
it's
don't have to
already
pay
done
a
for
lot of
you.
money for
Yeah,
attorney, right? Yeah.
exactly.
Just make sure you do it because it's very very important, and
Mm-hmm.
it can tear families up. I've seen
Mm-hmm.
people fighting over finances, and it break
Hmm.
families up. So you want
Yeah,
to make sure that you take care of that stuff.
absolutely.
All right, well, let's switch gears. And
Mhm.
so we talked about literacy. So let's talk about financial freedom. So, what do you feel like financial freedom is to you?
So I think about this quite often. um, Financial freedom to me is basically being able to have the luxury of doing what you want. And when I say that, I'm saying living in a place of financial freedom where I'm not bound by debt.
Like,
Um,
right.
I'm not stressed out about bills or things like that. That I have a concrete system in place that I go by that allows me to have the freedom and flexibility to do things I need to do, whether it be take a trip, or maybe purchase something if I want to buy some furniture or a brand new car or something like that. I mean, just having the freedom to not be bound by money all the time. Like they
Right.
say money is the root of all evil, but it only is that if you allow it to be. That's why you have to
Right.
really start thinking about the relationship that you have with it, because money can afford us a lot of things, but it's a lot of things it won't do for you. It won't make you happy. I mean,
Right.
it might give you a little bit of freedom and ease and flow. You know what I'm saying? You can spend how you want, but that's just what it means to me. Just being able to have that luxury to do what I need to do, and at a level of
Like
comfort.
money not being a factor.
No, like it's
Right.
not.
Or
I want to
putting
go in the store.
limits.
Say, I'll take that. I'll take that. Yeah. Yes, I'll have that. Two colors. Oh, yeah. I'll take that. I ain't there.
Exactly.
I'm on my way though. I'm
Almost there.
manifesting that. I'm almost there. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We will definitely get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
What about you?
I feel like it's, not being bound by the limits
Yeah.
of what I can't do because I don't have the money,
Mm,
or feeling, like you said, that stress
trapped.
of
Yeah.
robbing Peter to pay Paul
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, but having, like having passive income to where like I don't have to work as
Ugh,
hard. So I want, to be making money in my
in the
sleep.
sleep.
You know what I'm saying?
You
I
say that
want
all the
to
time.
really making money in my sleep and not having to worry about if I can't do certain things or if I have to work hard, because what's really important to me is family and being able to spend time with my kids. And
You can't get
like
that
growing
back.
up, yeah, I watched my parents work so hard and work so much that like I kind of felt like I lost time with them.
Yeah.
So
And you
it's
do.
important. Yeah, it's really important for me to be able to go to my son's games and, take them on trips and not have to feel like, oh, I got to work, 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 because I'm trying to maintain a lifestyle and trying to, pay bills and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, financial freedom is really just having the ability to be free,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and not have to worry about money. So
Yes.
let's talk about some ideas for our listeners on things that they can do to gain passive income. Like we said, passive income is basically just making money in your sleep that you
Yeah.
don't have to do anything for, like it's making
Not
money
your nine
for
to
you.
five. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what are they saying now? The rule of thumb. Look, they keep saying the rule of thumb now is you need to have at least 8 multiple streams of income to be, I guess, fully financially free. I mean, that sounds crazy to
Crazy,
even
but
say that, but I and I'm gonna put it on this. I'm gonna say I wouldn't go as far to say 8, but I also think it depends on your lifestyle. I'm gonna say
mm-hmm.
it depends on the demographic of the area that you live in, because
Right.
when you live in like where we live in, the cost of living is much more
It's
expensive
much
here.
higher. Yeah.
So, here as opposed to, I don't know what, somewhere like
In
North
the
Carolina. I mean,
South,
even North
like
Carolina is
a
kind of running neck and not
yeah,
too,
like your
yeah,
Texas
yeah.
and like where the cost of living is, much lower. So you
Mm-hmm.
just gotta, think about what it is that you're trying to do and make sure that the lifestyle that you're trying to live, that you're able to meet that. So the number one way to get passive income is rental income. So
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty much owning and renting out a property.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be residential, it could be commercial,
Mm-hmm.
but this is how you would make passive income through monthly rental payments.
And Airbnb is hot
Yes.
everywhere now. Everybody is doing Airbnbs. I mean, it doesn't have to be a house. I'm people Airbnb apartments. I mean, condos. I
Mhm.
mean, it just, people are making money from
Making
doing that. So rental income definitely would be at the top of the list.
at the top.
Yes.
So some other ways would be dividend income. So this comes from investing in dividend paying stocks or mutual funds, which
Crypto.
allows you to earn regular dividend income without selling the underlying shares.
Yeah.
So them dividend checks come in,
A
you
lot of
be
people
like,
be getting that.
yes,
Yeah. They be
yes.
like, ooh, yeah. That's definitely something I want to look into. Cause
Mm.
do you invest in crypto yet? Have you started doing
So I
any?
have dabbled in it a little bit,
Okay, yeah.
but I'm not, like I
Yeah.
just put money there and I just
Yeah.
let it
Yeah.
sit
That's to me is a considered a long time. Like I'm not gonna say like that's not
long
something
term
that, yeah,
investment.
I'm not
Yeah.
even, yeah, it's like you put some money in there and just let it do what it's gonna do. But yeah. But dividends
hmm
is definitely, I've heard a lot about that. So I definitely want to learn more about that.
Interest income. So those are like your CDs or
Hmm.
certificates of deposits. If you don't know how those work, it's like you could put like maybe $6,000 in there, and then it grows over time.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's your interest. High yield savings accounts are also considered
Yeah.
interest income.
Hmm.
Royalties. So royalties can come from, like, we got books. I got two,
Yeah.
three
You
books,
can get money from
and if
that. Yeah.
you purchase those, if you are a musician and you write songs, things like that, you can make money off of digital products, patents, all
Mm.
of that kind of things that you would license your work. You can make money off that. Um, what else, Tammy?
Like affiliate marketing, that's like when you promote products or services through like your affiliate link on your website, blog, or your social media platform. That can help you generate commissions. Like a lot of these, well, influencing is the hot thing now.
Is a hot
Everybody's doing
thing. Yeah.
influencing. So people click on my link here, my Amazon link, you get a little bit of money from that and things like that, or a lot. It just depends on
Mhm.
how many all of that, of course, is based around following
Make
and things
it
like that.
mm, make
But
it work for you. I
yeah,
know my pastor said he's not wearing like name brands unless because
they
like
paying
he has
him.
such a like he
Yeah.
has such a big following. So
Mm-hmm.
like anything that he puts on that he wears, people are looking and they're like,
Where
okay,
he
well
got
I'm
like,
gonna go
yeah,
and buy it, right? So you can make money off of that, like
yeah.
as we're
Cause you're
doing these lines
promoting.
and things like that,
He's
like
promoting that brand, like
promoting
exactly. You're
products, right?
promoting a brand or a product, and you know what I'm saying. People like it could be whatever. Like you said, I mean, there's ways to make money off of that. I mean, people think you can, but yes, you can. There are absolutely ways to make money. Everybody's doing it. Oh my
Hmm.
gosh, yeah.
So another
Um,
way would be mobile apps or software.
mm,
So people are monetizing those if you create or develop a mobile app, and
mm-hmm,
your sales and your subscriptions, they definitely can make you some money.
mm-hmm.
Um,
You have a
online courses, ebooks. So
yeah.
if you're into course creation, I know you see people doing courses online and
Mm-hmm.
charging for those. So that's another way.
Yep. Absolutely. And peer-to-peer lending, so that's investing to peer-to-peer lending platforms that allows you to earn interest income by lending money to individuals or online businesses. So that's another way that you could, make money. I mean, it's so
It's
many
so many,
ways.
yeah, it's so
it's
many
it's
ways.
it's it's,
But
it's
that's what you said. Like
there's
we
no
done gave
reason
like
why.
almost 10.
Yeah,
We done,
that's what I'm
and
saying.
we're not even
You're
finished.
not
Like you
even
got
finished. Yeah.
YouTube
Right.
channels,
You
podcasts.
know that. Come on now.
Hmm.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Sponsorships. You get sponsorships or monetizing through things like that when you have a YouTube channel, like she said, a podcast. I mean, y'all, it's no excuse why in
Right.
2024
E-commerce,
that you cannot
selling
make money.
selling goods. Like
Yeah.
you got Amazon now that allows you to sell products on Amazon, and
Yep.
it's not like expensive,
No.
where you can get you an Amazon account and sell goods on there.
And
So
Etsy is another one too. People
mhm.
sell their handmade goods and I mean, Etsy is thriving. So, that's another way. If you have a skill or you sell something, a product, or you make jewelry or whatever, like anything, you can sell that stuff on, like she said, Amazon, Etsy, all of those places. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's definitely a lot
Mhm.
of different ways that you can create passive income for you and for your family. But
Yes.
let's talk about like just how important it is to, be flexible and make sure that you research. Please, please, please research. It's so
Right.
many scams.
It's too many scams, right? Yeah, yeah.
Too
Like
many scams. So don't get scammed out your money, and, do your research. We're telling you ideas, but, like if you decide to dabble in stocks and different things like that, just make sure that you do your research before you put your money out there.
yeah.
And it's really important for a support system. How
Mm.
you feel like support, like having a support system?
Ooh, I think that's major. Many people, some people, finances is a touchy subject for some people. A lot of people don't feel comfortable sharing their finances with people or just talking about them. I mean, it's just always been like a taboo thing. I mean, some people might brag about how much money they make, but you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't really want to dive into finances, but I feel like a support system, is very, essential. So if you have a supportive community or partner, somebody that can provide encouragement or accountability and have like valuable insights along the way, you need that. You need somebody
To
to help
hold you
you, to
accountable too
guide you. Yeah,
sometimes.
like, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Especially if there's a goal that you're trying to reach. So if you share, those goals with them, y'all can maybe celebrate the milestones together and just make that financial freedom that attainable and more fulfilling and achievable, because sometimes it can get a little lonely. It can get a little lonely when you out
Yeah.
here trying to, make all this money and pay this stuff and just get to that. It almost feels like we always in a rat race, like we just going, and you just can't see how you gonna clear away of it. But if you, that's why, like Rashida said, it's very essential to have a budget so you can have a clear plan about what you're trying to go, where you're trying to go, what you're trying to achieve. Like, just be accountable for yourself, because it starts with you. That's the
It
main thing.
does.
If you're not
It
serious
doesn't.
about it, then
It's not
nobody else
gonna
is going to
happen.
take it serious. No,
Yeah.
this is your journey, And you know what I'm saying? But a person can only hold you accountable as far as they can see you. So, it
So
starts
you
with
got to be
you.
honest. You got to be
Yeah.
honest. You
And
definitely got to be.
everybody done been through something. So you know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
we done shared, right? We done shared our
And that's
struggles.
that's just the little bit. We
Right.
ain't say
And we didn't
everything.
go
You know what I'm
all the
saying?
way in with every single thing. That's just like, tip, but it's possible. So
Yeah.
just understand that you can overcome challenges. There's
Yes.
going to be, challenges. So give yourself grace.
Yes.
And with everything, we always talk about giving yourself grace.
Mm-hmm.
And, like with me and Tammy, as we were facing some of our financial challenges, we had each other to talk some things through.
Mm-hmm.
And, just being able to share can strengthen your relationships. It can
Yeah.
give you, like she could say, like I've been through that and this is what I
There
did.
you go. Right. Right.
So we can share knowledge. And so it doesn't feel like, you're alone. So you can
Right.
brainstorm solutions and
Mm-hmm.
it can definitely help you when you're dealing with tough times in your
Yeah.
financial journey. And just education, education, continue to educate yourself about your personal finances
Mm-hmm.
and make informed decisions and adapt to the changing circumstances because things constantly are
Life is
changing
happening.
and
Yeah.
life is continue to life
And it's not
and
gonna
you don't
stop.
know, right, you don't know what might come up, but just having someone in your corner that you can talk about it
Right.
with and discuss it with and be flexible. Don't feel like it's going to happen overnight. Like I
Mm-hmm.
told you, I feel like I'm at a 7 8 somewhere around there, and I've
Yeah.
been working on my finances for a while, and
Yeah.
although I've come a long way and have been able to meet some of my financial goals, I still have more. And
Yeah. So do I. I got a ways
yeah.
to go with that. Yeah.
So, we're a work in progress. And so just be flexible and know that challenges is going to come and you might be, like I remember like having an 800 credit score and then it dropped to
Girl,
six.
I ain't never had that. And that was
It
like
dropped.
that was it. My goal used to be at one time, I think it was first it was like 650. Then I was like, okay, I'm gonna get to 720. And it's like when you
Mhm.
get there, and then that's the other thing about credit scores. You gotta understand how those work because them inquiries and things, soft or hard, those little things, I mean, just everything affects your credit score. And it's almost like I'm like, can I ever get to 760? Can I ever get to that mark? Like, can
Right.
I ever like that's a goal.
You
It's like I
can.
need
You
to get to
definitely
that.
can.
And I'm gonna
You
tell
definitely
you,
can.
the crazy thing was this was just a personal goal that I had like 2 years ago. I was like, okay. I was like, my credit is a certain level now. And I was like, I have a goal. I want to get an American Express card. I just wanted that card because to me, it represented me reaching a certain level. And it was like, I worked and I worked and I got it. And it was like, okay, I got it. And it's like, now it's like, okay, that's what I'm saying. Just set goals for yourself because I mean, for me, some people might be like, okay, American Express or whatever, but I'm just like, for me, that was a big thing for me because,
Right.
I
And you
just,
don't even have to use it. It's just,
no,
yeah, it's
no,
just making a goal because,
no, that was a goal.
people get credit. Credit ain't it is not all that it's cracked up
It's
to
not,
be,
it's
y'all.
not,
And
not. You
the
do need
thing
it, but
yeah, it's good to have when you
yeah,
need it, but the best way is cash and carry. So,
cash
if
rules
you can
everything.
get right, so if you can get to a level where you're paying cash for things
Mm-hmm.
and like we said, making passive income to be able to go and buy the things that you want and the things
Yeah.
that you need, that's the best way. So we're talking about credit is good to have like when you're trying to purchase a house or you want to get a good interest rate on certain things, but it's not the is all be all
Mm-mm.
to everything. And
Yeah.
so if you're struggling in that area, just making sure that you increase your income
Mm-hmm.
and building different streams until you get to a point, because I know for me, I don't want to be doing this when 10 15 years from now.
I ain't gonna be doing this. I'm
Exactly.
not.
So, so we're saying these things and we're talking about the journey. And so, wherever you are in the journey, just make sure that, like you are being flexible and having a plan. So let's give our listeners some actionable items that
Yes.
they can do.
Yeah. So actionable items that you can take is basically the same thing that I just talked about, is setting a financial goal, whether it's buying a home, like saving for a vacation or retirement, creating passive income, whatever. Just have clear, concise goals so you can manage your money wisely and know that this is what I'm trying to achieve. If I'm trying to buy a new car by the end of the year, what do I need to pay off, to get my credit score up?
Mhm.
Or how much money do I need to put down on this car so I can get my car note to be at a certain level? Like, just make sure you're setting clear financial attainable goals. Also, like Rashida said, stay informed, keep up to date, keep yourself educated with the financial news and the trends that are going to help you make informed decisions about your investments. If you don't really listen to like the CNN news channel, the financial channel, whatever, then just keep abreast on what's going on. If you're investing in stocks, crypto, whatever, just make sure you understand what the interest rates are right now for homes,
Right.
things like that. So, and also practice good habits. What's the favorite word we like
Yes,
to
yes,
use?
yes.
Consistency.
Consistency, our favorite word.
Consistency is key, y'all. You have to practice this if you want to be in a good financial setting. You have to be consistent. You can't just start it and then stop it, because you'll always find yourself starting back at A. You got to be consistent. And I promise you, I'm telling you, I know from experience, if you keep
Yeah,
going, you'll be like, I did
you're
it. I
gonna
did
get
it.
there.
Yeah, you're going to get
Yep,
there. You got to be
you're definitely
consistent
gonna
though.
get there.
Yeah, make your saving, giving in your investment, make that a part of your regular routine. Like, just be consistent about what it is. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, educating yourself in the area of finance can improve your financial literacy and make you more confident and help you make informed decisions about your money,
Mm-hmm.
ultimately leading to a greater financial stability and freedom.
Yes, that's what we want. Freedom.
Freedom.
We want that. Yeah.
Yes.
Woo.
All
Yeah.
right, girl. So, what you saying about this wine? Look, I'm almost
I
done. I
like it, but
like
I poured a
it.
nice glass. I did. I poured
Mhm.
I poured the whole
I
glass
like it
actually.
a lot.
I did. Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot. So, I'm gonna give it a 10.
I'm gonna give it a 10. And you know what's crazy? Normally, I normally like my wine chilled, and this is actually room temperature, and I can drink this room temperature. I can.
Yeah.
So this is really good. I think it's this light. It's a rosé.
It's right,
I like
yeah.
this. Yeah.
And I don't
Hmm.
really usually like champagnes or rosé, but
But
for
it's a
some reason,
prosecco, and I think
prosecco
that's
I
why I
really do
like it.
like. Yeah, I really
Prosecco,
do.
I can drink prosecco before I can drink champagne. Yeah, it doesn't give me a
Yeah,
headache.
yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah. All right, family. So this concludes our episode. You can keep up with us on our social medias, and you can also visit us on our website, whenfriendswine.com. Our social medias is the same handle, whenfriendswine. And please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. We have
Yes,
been getting,
please,
and
please.
actually, I noticed that our numbers are bumping up a little bit on YouTube. So
Yes,
keep on, y'all. Come on. We need some more subscribers, y'all. Come on, give us some
yes.
love. Give us some
Please
love.
subscribe.
Thank you for
Comment.
subscribing. We
Yes, we
appreciate it.
want to hear what you have to
Yeah,
say. Please,
yeah.
please, please
Don't be
comment.
scared. Y'all leave a
Yes,
comment.
tell us
Even
what
if
you're
you just
thinking.
saying good episode
Even
or
if you're
whatever, just
saying
say something.
y'all suck.
We gonna
Look,
block that one. Yeah, no, I'm just
I
playing.
don't care what it is. We need the feedback so we know
Yeah.
how to bring you good content so that we
Yes,
know
she's right.
how we're doing and where we have opportunities to improve. So please comment if you like what we're
Please.
saying, if you have an opinion about something that we're
Yeah.
talking about or saying, please,
Mm-hmm.
please, please comment, like, subscribe,
Because
share, all
what
of that.
happens is, I think that you know how social media is. It picks up the algorithm. So it's great that you're watching, but we also need the feedback.
Feedback,
You give
yeah.
us the like, the thumbs up. All of that helps with the algorithm and everything, especially on YouTube. So we would appreciate if you guys would do that for us very much. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. Well, this concludes. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time,
Cheers.
cheers.
I don't need you here to feel good. No, I'm not angry. I got better things to do. Tell your friends I will be just fine.